what I want AmFest to be is filled with debate, right on right, left on right, to be able to go to AmFest and say, what is this movement, and come out with an answer. To be able to, in real time, see the white paper, go through the Turning Point USA machine, and come out at the end, and for you guys to be able to make your educated decision on where you stand on issues, and not have to regurgitate talking points that you hear from people from their podcasts that are too afraid to have those debates because they don't actually know what they believe. They just regurgitate the points that they think sound good so that their audience stays strong.
Lately, a growing wave of controversy has been spreading across X, with a series of posts clearly aimed at grabbing attention and getting people talking. One of the most visible figures in that discussion has been Andrew Wilson, who joined TPUSA as a debate coach. Over the past several days, he has repeatedly challenged Candace Owens to a public debate while also calling out Barron, Two Peters, and several other commentators. Despite the repeated invitations, very few people appeared interested in taking him up on the offer, and many simply ignored the challenges altogether. That lack of response quickly became part of the conversation, frustrating both Andrew and many of his supporters online. Around the same time, Erika Kirk delivered a speech at the Leadership Summit that caught people's attention because some viewers felt parts of her message echoed themes Andrew had been discussing, even though she never mentioned him directly. Whether that was intentional or simply a coincidence has become another topic of debate. In this video, we're going to break down several clips from Erika's speech and also examine whether comments she made on stage may have led some people to connect her remarks to Tyler.
This next program has been something that I am making sure honors my husband and provides all of you a way to be well-equipped to be that man in your own community and your sphere of influence. So I'm proud to announce that this fall and this summer, we will be having our Men's Leadership Summit. You're welcome. Go ahead and put the graphic up. So let me tell you about this. Trust me, we went through a lot of it. I was like, no, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. Perfect. I'm very big on design. It's a thing. So hear me out. This will not be young men, all of you, sitting in chairs with the fire sparklers and the EDM music. That's not this.
There are a lot of moving pieces here, and once you line them up, the entire discussion starts taking on a very different shape. As the conversation continued, things became even more unusual when large cash offers were publicly floated in an effort to persuade Candace to debate Andrew. Brian Atlas announced that he would offer $80,000 if Candace appeared on his podcast for a debate with Andrew. He even tagged her directly and asked whether she accepted the challenge. No response followed. Not long afterward, Andrew raised the stakes by mentioning an even larger figure of $160,000. The increasing offers immediately sparked discussion online, with many wondering whether the financial incentive was meant to encourage participation or simply generate even more attention around the story. Critics argued that the situation looked less like an honest exchange of ideas and more like an attempt to create a highly shareable viral moment. Across Andrew's post, supporters and critics filled the comment section, each offering very different interpretations of what was really happening. The online exchanges only became more heated after that. Brian Atlas referenced the original $80,000 offer, while Andrew responded confidently that he was doing just fine on his own and didn't need anyone speaking for him.
Okay? Young men are not meant to sit in chairs for 10 hours hearing from people pour into them. That's not how this is going to work. This is very different from our other programs, and this is intentional because I have a son, and it's creating this with him and Charlie in mind. Let me explain this to you. When you come to this event, it's very exclusive, very intentional. We are not releasing a speaker list. You will know who the speakers are, but we're not making it public. And that's intentional. Because there are certain people who want to pour into you in various industries who you would be shocked and surprised to have pour into you. And it gives them the opportunity to do that and still fly under the radar. Because like Charlie would say, there are certain people that are meant to be fighters, and there are certain people that are meant to support the fighters. And sometimes those people are behind the scenes, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, everyone serves their purpose. But with Invictus, what we're trying to make sure that you guys have is the opportunity to be able to let that shield down. You guys will be going to a retreat center. When I say that, I mean you will be in the outdoors. You will be in California. So again, you'll be poured into in the morning.
Another user shifted the conversation in a completely different direction by making fun of Andrew's signature hats and suggesting he had changed his approach for personal gain. That criticism quickly turned into personal insults, with accusations that he had embarrassed himself. Andrew answered by dismissing the criticism and arguing that his critics were more interested in attacking him personally than engaging with his ideas. Instead of slowing down, the discussion continued to spread across X, drawing even more attention from people following the ongoing dispute. More replies continued pouring in throughout the day. One commenter questioned why Candace would even consider participating, arguing that she had more important work to focus on and describing the debate challenge as a distraction rather than a worthwhile conversation. At the same time, I noticed something unusual happening on my own X account. A noticeable number of similar comments suddenly appeared, repeatedly claiming that Candace was avoiding a debate with Andrew or suggesting she wasn't capable of facing him. Whether those posts reflected genuine opinions or coordinated activity is impossible to confirm, but the timing certainly caught my attention and added another layer to an already busy discussion.
Afternoon, evening, briefly, not super heavy, but then you guys can go out and you guys can do archery. You guys can go swim. You guys can canoe. Whatever you want. It's a huge property. So you guys will have access to that. College men, October. High school men, summer. Again, it's going to be an incredible time. I want you guys to roll the video so that they can see what we're aiming at here.
Then another development added even more intrigue. I came across a portion of Erika's latest speech, and several comments immediately stood out. Without naming anyone directly, parts of her remarks left many viewers trying to figure out exactly who she might have been referring to. That naturally led to even more speculation online. Some people even began wondering whether there could be an effort to encourage Candace Owens to attend AmFest, where an unexpected public exchange might take place. That's simply one of the questions circulating online. Not a confirmed claim, but it helps explain why so many people are paying close attention to every new statement connected to this story. Erika's speech also included another interesting topic that many viewers focused on. She explained that she and Charlie had discussed launching a new project together for years. According to Erika, she regularly asked him when they would finally move forward, and his answer was consistently that the time would come soon. As the years passed, however, the project never officially got underway. Some listeners interpreted those comments as Charlie wanting to wait for the right opportunity, while others felt the project simply remained on hold much longer than expected. Regardless of the reason, Erika made it clear that those conversations had continued over an extended period. Now, that long-discussed idea is finally becoming reality. Erika announced that she is moving ahead with the project herself, describing it as something she feels deeply passionate about. As you'll hear in the next clip, she explained her vision for what she hopes the program will accomplish and why she believes the timing is finally right to bring it to life. I'm committed to creating something that truly honors my husband's legacy, while also giving every one of you the tools and confidence to become a positive influence within your own communities and families.
Throughout this whole time, I have had so many people ask, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing his book tour? Let me tell you something. First and foremost, when you have commitments, especially those that your loved one has made, you follow through on them. And it doesn't matter how hard it is, doesn't matter how tough life is, you gave your word. And between my husband and I, our word is our bond. And so when it did come to his last book, could have been about finance. I know nothing about finance.
That sounds very encouraging from the new CEO of the biggest nonprofit organization in America. But okay, let's continue.
But it wasn't. It was about God, it was about his faith, and it was about something that was so intricate to our family dynamic. So what do? Do you let someone else do the book tour? Sure, they could. You could have a pastor do it. We had a few pastors get up on Fox and other places to talk about it. It's fine. Do you wait 2 years and then do the book tour? Sure, I guess. Is it really that relevant? It'll always be relevant, but is it still on that commitment schedule that your husband had?
That's why I'm incredibly excited to officially announce our Men's Leadership Summit taking place this summer and fall. Let me show you what we've been working on so you can get a better picture of the vision behind it. She went on to explain that putting the event together was far from simple. According to Erika, the team went through numerous revisions, discussions, and design changes before settling on the final direction. She said there were many moments when certain ideas simply didn't feel right, and she wanted every detail to reflect the overall purpose of the event. Erika also stressed that this would not be a traditional conference built around hours of speeches, loud music, and flashy presentations. Instead, she believes young men benefit more from experiences that are interactive, practical, and designed to keep them actively engaged rather than sitting through long sessions. She emphasized that this summit has been intentionally built around what she believes young men actually need today. Erika explained that she thought about her own son and his friends while shaping the event.
So you do the book tour. You go to AmFest. You go to college campuses. You talk to the students. You pop into the chapter meetings. You do the hard thing. You do the right thing. And that's what my husband did every single day. Every day. And that's what you guys do every day. You all flew here from across the country. I can take a plane too to be here. After I've been through hell this past week, no, it's not easy. It's not easy. Life is not easy. Charlie would say, and those in our inner circle knew this, some of you know this too. How many of you have gone through hell these past 10 months? Raise your hand. Yep. How many of you had your life change in a negative way in the past 10 months? Raise your hand. Yep, same. You're in good company. But what did Charlie say? He would say, life has suffering, and it does, and it sucks. But you choose the people that you have along the side while you're going through that suffering. You choose those people. And all of you in this room are those people who I am so proud to have in my army as I go through this battle against Satan.
Aiming to create something that feels meaningful instead of routine. She also revealed that the list of speakers is being kept private for now, explaining that several experienced mentors from different industries have agreed to participate and invest their time in helping the attendees. Rather than making the event about well-known names, she said the focus will remain on mentorship, leadership, and personal growth. Referencing something Charlie often said, Erika concluded by noting that some of the most effective people prefer working quietly behind the scenes, and she believes this summit reflects that same philosophy. Erika explained that not everyone is meant to stand in the spotlight, and that some of the most important contributions come from people working quietly behind the scenes. In her view, every person has a role, whether they are leading from the front or offering steady support in the background. She described the retreat as a place where participants can step away from daily pressures, relax, and focus on personal growth. Set in a peaceful location surrounded by nature in California, the program is designed to give attendees time to recharge while taking part in activities that encourage confidence and teamwork. The schedule includes guided sessions throughout the day, balanced with free time for activities such as archery, swimming, canoeing, or simply enjoying the surroundings. According to Erika, the college program is planned for October.
When's a good time to give up, right? Never. So you have the internet coming after you. You have them slandering your name. You have them saying all this trash about you. And what do? You wake up that next morning, you put on the armor of God, and you keep going. That's what you do. And not only that, you don't just do it for yourself. You do it for your future. You do it for your kids, and you do it for your family, because people are watching you, and they would love to see you fall. They would love to see the world break you. They would love it. So when I was sitting with you guys before coming on stage, there was some of you for high school that I sat with, some of you for college that I sat with. And you guys had a lot of great questions. Some of them I'll talk about. But you had great questions. And again, you don't give up today, you don't give up tomorrow. We are on enemy-occupied territory, and the devil would love nothing more than to be in the middle of your head, to dictate your fear, to dictate whether or not you continue forward having a chapter, to dictate if you're scared. When you have someone you love no longer with you, you look at this world way differently, way differently. My focus and my fixation is heaven forward. I do not care what this world tries to do to me to break me, because it won't. Every single day that I wake up, I make sure that the Holy Spirit has room within me, less of me, more of it.
While the high school sessions are scheduled for the summer, with both designed to provide a meaningful leadership experience, she invited the audience to watch a presentation showing the vision behind the project and the values she hopes it will promote. That brings up another question many people have been asking. Is TPUSA the right organization to lead this effort moving forward? Opinions remain divided. Early in her speech, Erika addressed another topic that had generated plenty of discussion online. She spoke about why she decided to begin promoting her book only a few months after Charlie's passing, acknowledging that many people had questioned the timing. Throughout her remarks, she appeared to address several issues that had already been circulating across social media, leading some viewers to feel that she was responding to ongoing public conversations while explaining her perspective. Another point people continue discussing is how much the emotional timing influenced the book's reception. Releasing it only a few months after Charlie's passing naturally created a great deal of public interest. Many readers were already following the story closely, and emotions were still very strong. Some observers believe those circumstances contributed to the book's early momentum, while others argue that interest would have been high regardless because of Charlie's public profile. Whatever the explanation, the timing has remained a major part of the online conversation.
You know, when Charlie passed, I hate saying when Charlie passed, he didn't, he was murdered. When he was murdered, I never went on shows to talk about myself at all, actually, and that's why really everyone wrote my story before I could even tell the correct version. But I went and honored my husband with all of his obligations that he had set. And I wanted to honor him in that way. And, you know, everyone will scrutinize and analyze, and they'll do all of that stuff until they're actually in the position of that person. And it's so easy to analyze someone when you really don't even know them or understand them. But those that really understand and know God and Christ, like, they get it. And I don't have to explain myself. I mean, all that matters is when I come home, my baby's running into my arms. That is like the most precious.
People have also paid close attention to the group Erika has worked with throughout this period. Names such as Andrew Colvin, Blake Neff, Tyler Boyer, and Stacey Sheridan have appeared alongside her during different projects and public appearances. Supporters view them as trusted colleagues helping move new initiatives forward, while critics believe the group plays an important role in shaping Erika's public image. Their continued involvement has become another topic that frequently appears in discussions surrounding her recent activities. To be clear, the purpose here isn't to criticize Erika personally. What many viewers have pointed out is that her speeches often leave room for different interpretations. She sometimes speaks in broad terms that allow audiences to draw their own conclusions, which explains why different people often walk away with completely different impressions. That's one reason her public appearances continue generating so much discussion. One clip in particular spread widely after Graham Allen shared it online. In the short video, Erika remarked that every speech had started feeling the same.
What you learn and what I love about sports is the discipline. Lazy people attract lazy people. Driven and motivated people attract driven and motivated people. So every day you have a choice, just like that man that was in the courtroom who murdered my husband. So every choice that you make, I've said this before, leaves a mark on your soul. So when you wake up in the morning after you just had your table flipped, the chapter leader from Belmont told me the most horrifying thing that people do in front of her table. When that happens to you, you have a choice. Do you wake up the next day and go table again? You do. You do.
Graham described the moment as powerful and expressed his support for Erika while encouraging others to listen to what she had to say. The clip quickly attracted thousands of views, bringing even more attention to her broader message. The central theme of Erika's remarks focused on perseverance during difficult times. She described facing intense public criticism while continuing to move forward through faith and determination. Her message emphasized getting up each day, remaining focused on personal convictions, and refusing to let outside opinions define the path ahead. Whether people agreed with her or not, that theme became one of the most talked about portions of the speech. As expected, reactions online were sharply divided. Under Graham's post, commenters shared a wide range of opinions. Some questioned why Erika was receiving so much praise, while others defended her and encouraged people to hear her full message before reaching conclusions. Several critics argued that her leadership style differed from Charlie's, while others commented on her public speaking or referenced past details from her personal background. Supporters, meanwhile, argued that she deserved the opportunity to establish her own direction rather than constantly being compared with Charlie. Those differing reactions highlight just how emotional this conversation continues to be. Charlie's passing left a lasting impact on many people, and discussions surrounding the future of his work naturally remain sensitive. That emotional backdrop influences nearly every conversation connected to Erika, making even routine announcements become subjects of wider public debate. Online discussions have also included references to Erika's earlier life, including her pageant experience, being raised by a single mother, and other aspects of her personal story. Some critics have questioned her public responses to various events surrounding Charlie, while others believe she has handled an extremely difficult situation as thoughtfully as possible. These differing viewpoints continue fueling ongoing conversations, with supporters and critics often reaching very different conclusions based on the same public information. Another opinion that frequently appears online is that public figures do not have to be universally liked. Some commenters argue that disagreement is a normal part of public life, while others feel Erika receives unfair criticism regardless of what she says or does. That debate has continued across social media, with both supporters and critics defending their perspectives. One additional topic that attracted attention involved comments Erika made during an episode of her Bible in 365 podcast. Some listeners interpreted her remarks to mean that a close relationship with God shaped the way people understood her message, while others viewed those comments differently. As with many of her recent public statements, the discussion quickly expanded online, with supporters and critics offering competing interpretations. The result is another example of how nearly every public appearance connected to Erika continues generating widespread conversation and multiple perspectives. But perhaps the most surprising moment came during Erika's recent remarks, when she made a statement that quickly became the focus of online discussion. This is the same Erika who has previously spoken about the importance of avoiding unnecessary influence on public conversations surrounding the legal process. During her latest appearance, she shared her perspective openly, and it didn't take long for people across social media to begin debating what her comments could mean. Some questioned whether public statements like these could have any impact on a future jury, while others pointed back to one of the most important principles of the legal system, that every defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in court. Others viewed the situation very differently. Some people defended Erika's right to express her personal opinion, arguing that individuals affected by a case are still protected by free speech. Others responded by pointing out that expressing a personal belief is not the same as determining legal responsibility. That distinction became a major part of the conversation, with both sides presenting very different interpretations of where the line should be drawn. Looking more closely at the legal side of the issue, many legal observers note that constitutional free speech protections remain very broad, especially for family members and public figures discussing matters that have deeply affected their lives. Courts generally recognize the emotional reality surrounding high-profile cases, while also working to preserve a fair trial. At the same time, attorneys involved in a case operate under far stricter professional guidelines regarding public comments than private citizens do. Because of that, legal experts often distinguish between public opinion and statements made by those directly participating in the prosecution or defense. Defense attorneys, of course, may still argue that widespread publicity could influence potential jurors. In high-profile cases, requests for expanded jury screening or even a change of venue are not uncommon. Those safeguards exist specifically because courts understand that major cases naturally attract significant public attention. Even so, emotional public reactions alone typically are not enough to prevent legal proceedings from moving forward. Judges have several tools available to help ensure that jurors remain impartial despite widespread media coverage. Another part of the discussion has centered around employees and associates connected to TPUSA. Individuals such as Jack Posobiec, Blake Neff, and Andrew Colvert have all publicly shared opinions about the case. As employees of a private organization, they generally have broad First Amendment protections when expressing personal views based on publicly available information. Simply discussing events already reflected in public court records or official filings is generally treated differently from attempting to interfere with legal proceedings. That said, public commentary can still shape public perception even when it doesn't violate any laws. TPUSA is a private non-profit organization rather than a government agency, meaning its members are not bound by the same communication rules that apply to prosecutors, judges, or law enforcement officials. Legal boundaries would become much more significant only if there were evidence of witness intimidation, direct threats, or attempts to improperly influence the judicial process. Those are entirely different issues from people simply expressing opinions online. Another topic generating discussion involves reports of a publicity notice that some believe may have been directed to Erika because of her potential role as a witness. According to documents circulating publicly, the notice outlines expectations for individuals who may testify during future court proceedings. It reportedly explains that witnesses should be careful about discussing certain aspects of the case publicly while legal proceedings remain ongoing. If authentic and applicable, documents like these are designed to help protect the fairness of future court proceedings rather than prevent people from speaking altogether. Additional court-related notices have also been discussed online, including references to publicity orders connected to the Utah County Attorney's Office. According to those publicly discussed documents, certain witnesses may eventually provide testimony regarding TPUSA or Charlie Kirk during future proceedings. While many online commentators have treated these reports as significant developments, the legal process is still unfolding, and any future testimony would ultimately take place under the supervision of the court. At this point, no trial has taken place, and court proceedings continue to develop over time. Publicity orders like the ones being discussed are intended to establish clear expectations for potential witnesses regarding public comments. They generally advise witnesses to avoid discussing matters that could affect the fairness of future proceedings, particularly details that have not already become part of the public court record. In practical terms, legal observers often explain that potential witnesses should avoid making definitive public statements about issues that may later become evidence during trial. Publicly available information that has already been presented in open court is generally treated differently from information that has not yet been introduced into the legal process. These distinctions exist to help balance free expression with the need for a fair judicial proceeding. Meanwhile, individuals who are not expected to testify generally have broader freedom to express opinions, although responsible public discussion remains important for everyone involved. As always, the most reliable answers will ultimately come through the courtroom itself, where evidence, testimony, and legal arguments can be examined under established legal procedures rather than through online debate. The wording of these notices highlights an important balance between public interest and the justice system. High-profile cases naturally generate enormous public attention, but courts also have a responsibility to protect the integrity of the legal process. That balance is one reason why judges issue guidance to participants while allowing the judicial system to move forward according to established legal standards. It's also worth remembering that legal proceedings are designed to determine facts through evidence presented in court, not through social media discussions or public opinion. That's why many legal experts continue emphasizing patience while the case progresses. Rather than rushing to conclusions in either direction, allowing the judicial process to unfold remains the most reliable path toward understanding what actually happened. For that reason, I'm not here to argue that Tyler is guilty or innocent. The purpose is simply to examine publicly available information and the conversations surrounding it while recognizing that the legal process has not reached its conclusion. Extreme claims from either side rarely help people better understand a complicated case. Instead, it's more useful to follow verified developments, pay attention to official court proceedings, and allow evidence to be evaluated where it belongs in the courtroom. As additional hearings take place and more information becomes publicly available, we'll continue following every major development and separating confirmed facts from online speculation. Cases like this often evolve over time, and details can change as new filings, testimony, or court decisions emerge. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Do you think Erika's recent comments were connected in any way to the ongoing debate surrounding Andrew Wilson? Do you believe the discussions about AmFest have any significance? Or are people reading too much into them? And what do you make of Erika's recent direction within TPUSA? Share your thoughts in the comments below because I'd really like to hear your perspective on everything we've covered today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more updates, and share this video with anyone who might find the discussion interesting. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments because your perspective is always part of the conversation. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.